Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Dragonasana Fitness. This is new for me, new for you. Everything is new. I hope you're all staying well and keeping those hands washed, and I'm looking forward to attempting this new endeavor. It's a little cold in this room right now, so I'm going to keep my polar fleece on for the moment, but please join me and enjoy. So I'd like you to find the top of your mat. Taking some nice filling inhalations and exhalations. Drawing that breath deep into your belly, letting it release. And then finding that positive affirmation. You know, we all need positive thoughts at this time. So something that works best for you. You know, my favorite is I am strong, because I am strong works for so many different things. So for today, that's mine. If you'd like to use it, please do. Breathe with it, connect with it. And then taking some nice filling inhalations and exhalations. Those nice circle sweepings of your arms. I'm going to turn my music back on because it doesn't seem to have been working. There we go. Continuing with those circle sweepings. Let's start to add some legs, warming them up. Inhaling up, exhaling, sitting back to chair. Inhaling, lifting, and exhaling. Apparently we're going to do this without music because it doesn't seem to be working for me. Starting to warm up those nice big leg muscles. If you've been like me, perhaps you've been sitting just a little too much this week. Two more times. Sit back to chair, hold. Inhale, press up, sweep it right. Lift and take it left. Inhale up, a gentle twist. Lifting, twisting the other way. Inhaling up, we're going to step back facing the long edges of our mat, toes turning out to the corners. Moonflowers, lowering and reaching, lowering and reaching. Just beginning to really warm those legs up a little bit more. This is a gentle class today. So we started standing, and then we'll be going to the floor. 2. One more. Lowering down, holding in goddess pose, shoulders back, those knees opening up, that core working. We inhale, press up, hinging for sunflowers. Those knees line up with the toes. Nice big opening. 2. Long spine. 2. Lower down, once again, hold in our goddess pose. We press through those feet, stepping back up to tall mountain. Sitting back to chair. Placing our hands on those thighs. Perhaps you open up those feet a little bit, especially if those hamstrings are tight or those hips are tight. Cat-cow, tuck and release. Tuck and release. Finding just a gentle pelvic tuck. Relaxing the neck and shoulders. Warming up that spine. We bring it back to a neutral spine. Take some shoulder presses. Maybe some extensions with those legs, continuing to lengthen and warm. Take that right shoulder, hold it down, roll the shoulders back, open up that spine. Switch it. As we come back to the center, placing those hands on the thighs, give it a nice solid press. Press up, lengthening the legs, supported cobra, shoulders back, that core lifting. Remember taking the tips of those hip bones, tipping them towards the floor, finding some nice length in that low back and spine. Returning back to those bent knees, our nice chair. Pressing through those feet, inhaling, lifting all the way up. We step feet together, bringing hands to heart center, our mountain pose. As we stand tall, our shoulders roll back away from our ears. Connect the feet, connect and lengthen the spine, lifting through the crown of the head. A tall, strong mountain. Perhaps you find your affirmation again. This is a good time for I am strong. We inhale, lifting up. We're going to step back into our mountain pose. Mountain pose. How about warrior one? Remember your choice of arms. Perhaps you take traditional warrior one, or maybe cactus arms. Those shoulders rolling back, heart center lifting. Bird in flight. Lift that heel and lower. Lifting and lowering. We have those arms. Warming up those shoulders. That calf stretching too. We set that heel back down. Let those elbows really open up to that back wall. Lift that heart center. Lengthening that front leg, lengthening those arms, hinging at the hips into a strong pyramid. Extension from those hips. Keeping those hips as even as possible. With a nice inhale, we lift back up, returning warrior one. Swooping those hands down around behind our shoulders, down and away. We hinge forward, humble warrior. The gaze coming in front of our mat, our feet pressing to the ground. We lift at heart center. As we press through those feet again, we lift, releasing hands, bringing them to heart center, wrapping towards that front leg, and hinging forward. Ooh, our revolve warrior. Use that root lock, draw those inner thighs together, lengthen that spine. We inhale and lift. Unwrapping, stepping back to the top of our mats for mountain. Switching feet, we inhale, lift. Oh, those cactus arms again. Shoulders back, heart center lifting. We still want to keep that core engaged. Let's take that bird in flight on this side. Settle it back, open it up, shoulders back, heart center lifting. We got that core working, right? We lengthen that front leg, our arms extend as we take it long into pyramid. Nice even hips, our gaze forward. As we press through those feet again, we lift back up. Swooping hands down around behind. Let's take that nice stretch, shoulders back, heart center lifting. We take it forward, humble warrior. Press those feet, reach that chest, the gaze in front of our mat. As we press through those feet, we lift again, releasing hands to heart center, wrapping towards that front leg and then hinging our revolved warrior. Pressing through those feet, we lift, we unwrap, we step it back to mountain. Inhaling all the way up, exhaling, we sit back to our chair. Moving chair, inhale up, exhale back. Perhaps you add an airplane from our chair to airplane, back to chair, flowing here, continuing to create warmth. We sit down to chair and we hold. Maybe you'd like to try balance chair, rolling to the ball of the feet, lifting that heart center. You can keep in a balanced chair or drop those heels back to the ground as we lift up into a balanced tall mountain. We turn back to balanced chair. One more time, press up to balanced tall mountain. Sit back to balanced chair. We release those heels down, inhaling, lifting, exhaling, stepping back. Warrior one again. Hips square to the front of our mat, our shoulders square. Your choice of arms. Remember, you have to listen to your bodies. So if your shoulders and arms are not happy here, bring them down. You can always do hands on the hips. Your choice. So we lengthen that front leg, we lay it long, our pyramid. Oh, let's let those hands down. Give a little lift to that belly, lengthen that spine as our shoulders roll away from our ears. Our gaze in front of our mat. Oh, feel that lengthening of the back of the leg. Perhaps you find your root lock, maybe that little belly lock where we draw it up. Maybe you walk this deeper with that long spine. Keeping those feet pressing, we inhale again. Let's find strength this time. As we bring those hands around behind, we hug a beach ball. Oh, shoulders opening. Take it forward, our humble warrior. Continue to hug that beach ball. We press through those feet and lift, bringing hands to heart center, wrapping to that front leg and hinging that revolved warrior. Maybe you take those arms a little bit longer, shoulders back, nice long spine. Hold this for another breath. We return hands to heart center, we unwrap. We're going to shift our weight to that front foot. Rear leg lifts. As we find the strength in that rear leg, feel those muscles working, because we're going to use those and lift and hold. Flex that foot, press the heel away, and then find your balance. Warrior three. Maybe it's balance airplane. We float that foot down, returning back. Warrior one. We step it together so we can do this on the other side. Stepping back, our warrior one. Ooh, add those arms of choice. We lengthen that front line, reaching it forward, pyramid, float those hands down. Remembering to take this as deep as you're comfortable going. The gaze down to the floor. I'm going to be looking up at the camera a lot, but I want you to keep your head in neutral alignment by looking at the floor. Maybe you walk this a little deeper with that longer spine. Use that root lock, draw those inner thighs together, lift at that pelvic floor. Strong feet to the ground, we inhale again, lifting. Warrior one. Let's find that strength again. Ooh, roll those shoulders back. Open up that chest. As we bring it forward, hugging that beach ball for our humble warrior. Feet pressed to the ground. We keep pressing as we lift, releasing hands to heart center, wrapping towards that front leg and hinging. Maybe those longer arms. Remember when we wrap our ribs around our spine. We continue to lengthen the spine. Draw those inner thighs together, pressing those feet to the ground. We return hands to heart center as we unwrap. We shift our weight to that front leg, lifting and lowering that back leg. Nice and strong. Now, lift and hold, flex that foot, press it away, finding your balance. Warrior three, or balance airplane, very nice. Oh, doesn't that feel strong? We float that foot back down, returning our warrior one, stepping our feet together. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, we sit back to a chair. Inhale up. Let's pick some apples. Bringing one arm down, bend that other knee. Ooh, reach those fingertips away. Find some nice opening in that side body. Switch it. Alternating side to side. Sitting back to our chair. We inhale, lift. Exhale. Let's bring those hands to heart center. We're going to step back. One foot or the other. It doesn't matter to me. We're going to face the long edges of our mat. Warrior two. Lining that front knee up. Middle toe, middle of your knee. Make sure you can just see your toes. Use the outer thigh. Draw that knee towards that pinky toe. Arms lengthening. Let's set those arms from the shoulders. Turn the palms up. Then turn just the palms down. Reach those fingertips away. The gaze over that front hand. Those feet pressing heart center, lifting big long spine. Reach it out long. Side angle. Arm reaching overhead. Remember, you have the choice. Hand does not have to be over the head. It can be hand to hip. Shoulders back. Pressing those feet. Always thinking of our legs as a big extension out of those hips. Keeping this back leg very active, we lift back up. Warrior two. Lengthening our front leg, lay it long, float it down into triangle. Keeping that back foot pressed, that back foot very active, we return it back up, lifting. Warrior two. Float the back hand down, front hand reaches and takes it back. Ooh, exalted warrior. Yum, yum, yum. Roll those shoulders back, lifted heart center. And let's take just a little flow here. Side angle, exalted warrior. And maybe you make it yours. Maybe those arms stay low. And we add some legs. Remember, it's all about you today. I know, isn't it always? But that's okay. Oh, feel the motion. Making it whatever it is. Maybe it's a little bit bigger. Yes. 2, 3. Oh, let's settle it back down into our warrior two. Pivoting that back foot, find high lunge. Ooh, baby, build a little strength. Here we go. You're going to press through that front foot and lift up. Tall mountain. Switching feet, stepping it back. Open up those hips, facing shoulders and hips, long edge of the mat. Our warrior two. Set those shoulders. Reach a long side angle. Shoulders back, pressing those feet back, heel. That's your furthest point away. So press it away. That front knee keeps opening up towards that pinky toe. Make those legs work. Our big inhale, we lift back up, warrior two. Lengthening that front leg, laying it out, floating it down. Triangle pose. As we keep those feet pressing, we lift up, returning warrior two. Reach it and take it back, exalted warrior. And then maybe you add a little flow here. Side angle, exalted warrior. Maybe a little more work. Front leg lifts. It's all about you. As I said before, take it wherever it's going to go. Might as well play with it, right? 2, 3. Ooh, last one. Float it back. Warrior two. Nice. We're going to lift up, turning both feet in, making those feet parallel to each other. Dropping hands to the hips. Hinging long at that spine. Shoulders back. Our gaze to the floor. Now maybe you're using a block here. Or maybe you're placing hands on the floor, just light teepee fingers. We're going to lift those inner ankles, lift that belly, roll those shoulders back, a nice straddle stretch. Keeping those legs where they are and those hips where they are. Walk the hands out, letting the head come between the arms. So kind of like a very wide-legged down dog. We slide our shoulder blades down our back. We keep those feet pressing to the ground. Feel that lengthening the spine. So we walk it back. We walk to one foot. Wrap those shoulders away from the ears. Ooh. Return center. Walk it to the other side. Returning center. Bend those knees, hands to our quads as we press up. We're going to turn, stepping back up to mountain, sitting back to our chair. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, bringing it down, hands to quads. Let's take that shoulder press again. Let's get those legs. Taking that right shoulder down and holding. Roll those shoulders back, lengthen that spine. Return center, switch it. Return center, roll those shoulders up one at a time. Roll both shoulders back. Roll them front. And then bring those hands around behind, interlocking those fingers, knuckles pressing to the floor, heart center lifting, feet pressing. We want our long spine. We have that little bit of belly working, that little belly lock. Nice. Find some nice height in that spine, opening up that chest. And then release that. Bring those hands in front. Press that mid back away. Roll the shoulders back, lifting, taking it overhead. Reach it to one side. Lift, take it to the other side. Inhale, lift, exhale. Returning hands to our center. We're going to step back again, facing the long edges of our mat, warrior two. Those fingertips reaching. Heart center lifting, just holding these poses a little bit longer. Shoulders back, chest length. Remember that our shoulders are right over our hips as those fingertips reach away. Take it long, finding side angle. Shoulders again, down and away. Perhaps you take that hand into the back pocket and roll that top shoulder back, opening up our chest. Keep pressing those feet, keep reaching those legs. One more breath. On a nice inhale, we lift back up. Lengthening, lay it out, float it down. Shoulders back. Holding, lengthening and reaching. We release that, returning. Warrior two. Floating it down, taking it forward. Oh, and then all the way back. Shoulders back, lifted heart center. Keep those feet pressing. Big reach. We return. Warrior two. Pressing through that front foot, stepping up to our mountain. Finding chair. Hands to heart center. Wrapping into revolved chair. Returning center. Wrap the other way. Remember, you can hook that elbow or not. We look for a long spine here. Our ribs wrapping around our spine. We return back. Inhale all the way up. Exhaling, we're stepping back with that other foot, facing the long edges of our mat. That back heel pressing away our warrior two. Yes. Reach it forward, side angle. Hand in that back pocket as we roll the shoulders back. Open up that chest. Those feet pressing. One more breath. Returning back, our warrior two. Lengthening, lay it out, float it down, triangle, front leg tucks under. Ribs extend long, back heel presses. Return it back, our warrior two. Reach it forward and float it back, exalted warrior. Shoulders back. Remember that core, slightly engaged. Feet pressing. One more breath. We return back, our warrior two. Stepping all the way up to mountain. Swan dive, down, forward bend. Nice little bend to those knees. Perhaps you join the arms at the elbows and just hang like a rag doll out of those hips. Maybe you give a little sway side to side. Maybe those arms hang and just draw little circles. We bend those knees enough to place those hands on the floor, stepping to all fours. Cat-cow, tucking and releasing, tucking and releasing. Remembering, we want to tuck that pelvis under and then lengthen crown of the head away from the tailbone. So we're not collapsing into that low back. We're creating some nice extension. With this virus being in the chest, we really want to try to open everything up. We're going to return to our neutral spine. Doing our kneeling sun salutation, shifting forward, chest over thumbs, lowering all the way down to the ground. We take elbows underneath those shoulders. Finding Sphinx. Returning to the ground, hands by the chest as we press up and back. Extended child's pose. We return back to all fours. Again, shifting forward, chest over thumbs. Shoulders roll back. That belly lifts, we lower to the ground. You may keep it here, do Sphinx again, or maybe it's baby cobra. Elbows hugging in, hands off the floor. Placing hands back by that chest, we lift those hips up and back, extended child's pose. We once again come to all fours. We bring it forward, that kneeling plank. Shoulders back, heart center threads, we lower down. So Sphinx, baby cobra, or maybe cobra, hugging those elbows in. We draw those hips up and back, extended child's pose. As we return to all fours, depending on the surface you're on, you may want to put some cushioning underneath your knees. We're going to take spinal balance. Right arm, left leg reaches away. And we lower. Switching sides. The hand reaches like you're going to shake somebody's hand. The foot presses away, like you're pressing it against the wall. As we work with our breath, alternating side to side. And as we complete one more set, we're going to go back to that first side. Railroad tracks. Staying on the same plane with that hand and leg. Do a little core work. One more time. And bring it down. Switching sides. Reach it up. Tug it in. Connect with your breath. Completing two more. And floating it down. We're going to shift our weight over onto one hip, swinging those legs around. Soles of the feet together for butterfly. You can hold on to those ankles, or maybe you bring those hands around behind, shoulders down and away, engaging those outer thighs, drawing those knees down towards the floor. As we release that, those knees come together. We're going to lengthen the one leg out, letting that other knee flow to the floor. In nice inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it forward. Keeping in mind, you don't have to be touching your toes. Hands might be at the shins. It's up to you. Relax the shoulders. Lengthen the spine. On a nice inhale, we lift. And exhale. We're going to bring that knee up, crossing it over. Taking same arm as knee, drawing it to the inside. We wrap away from the knee. Still sitting up tall. We unwrap, returning to the center. We let that knee fall open. Figure 4 stretch. You take this wherever it takes you. This might be perfect for you, just letting it fall open here. Perhaps you slide that leg in a little bit deeper, wrapping underneath that knee. Again, this is yours. You have to make it work for you. But those of you that know me know where this is going to go, don't you? I know. We're going to shift our weight back. We're going to lift that foot up, finding balance. Shoulders back, lift that chest, find that core. We float it down, releasing it. That knee comes up and we extend it out. We're switching legs, letting that knee open up. Nice inhale all the way up. Exhale, we reach it forward. Relax the shoulders, lengthen the spine. One more breath. Finding that long spine, we inhale, lift. Exhale, float those hands down, that knee comes up, we cross it over. Same arm as knee, wrap away from it. Continue to sit up tall, wrapping a little bit more. And then we unwrap, coming back to the center. We let that knee fall open. Again, your figure 4 stretch, wherever it is for you. Let that outer thigh, just draw that knee down close to the floor. Ready for your balance? I know you are. Roll those shoulders back, lift that chest, sit it back, and lift that foot up off the floor. Finding that core. We float that foot to the floor, slide it out. That knee comes up, we unwrap it. Inhale, lifting, exhaling, reaching forward, seated, forward bend. Relax the shoulders. Again, might be just the shins for you, wherever it is. Those hamstrings are tight. Let's do this. Give a little squeeze of those quads and a release. Little squeeze and a release. One more time. Little squeeze and a release. That nice inhale, we lift up. We exhale. We're going to bend those knees. We're going to wrap our hands under one knee and roll ourselves down to the ground, taking knees to the chest, that nice little hug. Maybe give it a little roll. It's up to you. Oh, I have the sun shining on my face. Isn't that lovely? We have skylights in this room, and there's just this perfect spot. As we return back to the center, we're going to place one foot to the ground, extend the other leg up. Pressing hips to ground, flex that foot, press that heel to the sky. You may have to adjust where your hands are. You might need to move them a little down more towards that thigh rather than the shin. And once you flex that foot, walk this up maybe and take this just a little bit deeper. Remember, we want to keep our hips pressing to the ground. We float that up, our shoulders down, crossing ankle over knee, lifting that foot up off the floor, wrapping our hands around that thigh, and let those shoulders float back down. Here's figure 4 again. Popular pose today. Let's extend that bent knee and then bend, drawing deeper, but still keeping our hips to the ground. Extend up and bend. Ooh, one more time, reach it up. Bend and hold. Remember to connect with your breath, especially if your hips are tight. Use that aha breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Just let it go. One more here. We lower that foot to the ground, we uncross. That other knee comes in and up. Flex that foot, press the hips down. Maybe you walk this up and then point that toe. We walk it back down. Crossing ankle over knee, lifting, wrapping our hands underneath that knee we just lifted. Our shoulders floating back down. Your choice to take this deeper. Extend that leg up and then bend, drawing it in. Extending up and bending. Ooh, still keeping those hips on the ground though. One more time, reach it up, bend and hold. Connect with that breath, find that aha breath. Sighing this time of year is good too because it just lets everything go. One more. We float that to the ground, uncrossing. Opening knees up, hip width apart. Tuck those shoulders under. Let's take into an articulating bridge where we peel our spine up off the mat, one bone at a time. Pressing into the feet and into the arms as we open it up into a nice bridge. We're going to float those hips down. Again, one bone at a time. As those hips return to the ground, we're going to extend our legs out. Take the arms overhead for a big, good morning stretch. Maybe add a little side to side reach with this. Oh, doesn't that feel good? We return at center, those hands coming to the hips, those feet pressing, walking back in, feet to the floor again, shoulders tucking under. Again, peel that spine up off the mat. Give it a little hold at the top. Then slowly rolling it down. Let's take just those arms overhead. Oh, feel that nice big stretch. Flip those hands back down one more time. We're going to peel that spine up off the mat. Maybe tucking those shoulders under a little bit deeper as we press into those hands and into the feet. Nice length in the back of our necks. Being conscious of how your neck feels. So if it's too much, back off. You don't have to hold it here. Just feel that good opening. We're going to slowly lower those hips back down. Yum. Bringing those knees together, we're going to press through our feet, shifting our hips over to one side, letting those knees float to the other side into a twisted hip stretch. Maybe you place that hand on top for a little more work. You could always lengthen that top leg if you'd like to. Connect with the breath here. Feel how you can use your breath to open up that side body. Expanding the ribs, expanding down into the hips. One more breath. As we release that, we bring one knee up at a time, those hips returning to the center, shifting over to the other side. We let those knees float down. And maybe you use the hand on top, maybe you do it extended like That opposite shoulder opens up and we connect with our breath again. Mm. One more breath. We release that. We bring one knee up at a time. Those hips returning to the center. It's your choice. Maybe you just do knees to chest. Perhaps you bring knees to shoulders, holding onto the bottom of the feet. I like peace fingers around the big toes, arms on the inside of my knees. To roll this like a happy baby. As we come back to the center, we're going to bring the bottoms of our feet together. Wrap our hands around our ankles, bracing forearms at our inner thighs. Supported butterfly or bound butterfly. Letting the breath flow into those hips. We're going to slowly slide one hand off at a time, our feet returning to the floor. Letting those knees open up into a supine butterfly. Again, just letting it go. Drawing that breath into those hips, relaxing the shoulders. You might start to close the eyes here if you wish. Letting that breath fill the belly. We gently draw those knees back up. Then I'd like you to set yourself up for a final relaxation. Perhaps you just stay here on your backs, letting those hands fall open, letting those feet fall open. Maybe you prefer a seated position. Maybe you prefer to be sidelined. Wherever you can be comfortable for a couple of moments. I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that. And just find peace. Connect with that peace. Connecting with your breath. Letting the thoughts in your mind be peaceful and quiet. The thoughts like puffy clouds, just let them float in. You can acknowledge them, but then let them float by. We don't need them just this moment. Your upper body feels, resting on that lower body, knowing the surface you're upon is strong and can support you. perhaps you return to your positive affirmation as we start to bring our awareness back. We make that breath a little longer and deeper, but maybe you find that positive affirmation again and feel how it fills your body. And I'd like you to gently cross your arms across your chest and bend your knees and roll to your side. Then gently walk yourself up to an easy seated position. As we bring our hands to the side, palms up, we inhale with the word deep. We join those hands together in Anjali Mudra, and we exhale with the word peace. As we connect our head to our heart, once again inhaling deep, exhaling peace. Inhaling deep, exhaling peace. One more time, inhaling deep, exhaling peace. May the light in me shine with the light in you. May with all our lights together shine as brightly as the sun. May we share peace, grace, kindness, and gratitude throughout this time. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me today.
Cancel. Okay, I want to. A little unsure how to save this. Isn't this interesting? End live video. Yes, I want to end it, but it says if I end it, I'll be unable to choose if I want to save or delete it. So how do I save it? Never done this before. This is my first time. I guess we'll figure this out, won't we? Because I certainly want to save it. That was a lot of work. Let's see. Video says change to live. New signal. Don't need any of that. You guys can ignore this part after this, huh? All right, well, I don't know where I would go to save it. Oh, this is kind of funny, isn't it? Nothing that says save here. What do I think? New page. No? All right. I'm ending the live video. Hopefully it